Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to USA Stadium in Millington, Tennessee for the third showcase that the Pioneers are playing in this fall. You're seeing infield and outfield practice just now. I'll turn the volume down and let you just watch, so there will be no audio for a little while I get my score sheet settled and you can enjoy some in and out. This is for Coach Shane Kemp, who's not here today. And the Pioneers have concluded their infield outfield practice. The umpires for today's ball game are heading on to the field, playing at the main stadium at Millington, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. The Pioneers will play 2 games today: State Fair, Missouri Community College, and then at 5 o'clock, revisit the Frontier Community College squad they played a couple weeks ago up in Illinois. Let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visitors today, the State Fair Roadrunners. Leading off, playing center field, Logan Miller. Batting second, the DH, Dane Wimberly. Batting third, the third baseman, Carter Jenkins. First baseman, Tanner Grant, will bat cleanup. Dalton Miller at second base. Batting fifth, Caleb Briggs. The left fielder, batting sixth, Matt Goldich. Catcher, batting seventh, Caleb Casto. The right fielder, hitting eighth. Will Minch playing shortstop, batting ninth. And on the mound, I believe it's going to be number 29, Tate Robertson. That's the right-hander warming up in their bullpen. It's not shown on the lineup card that I was able to take a picture of. But he will face the Pioneers lineup that looks like this today. Tyler Holsworth, the DH, leading off. Drew Plummer batting second. He'll be behind the plate. Landon Luderman playing third base, batting third. Brody Melton at first, hitting cleanup. Drew Webster in right field, batting fifth. Reggie Cooper batting sixth, playing center field. Carson Sanders will be an extra hitter. He will hit seventh. He is actually hitting for Logan Molnar, who will not bat, but will play shortstop. Corbin Overbay will hit eighth and play second base, and Luke Lawson out in left field, batting ninth. On the mound, sophomore Parker White for his 6th appearance of the fall. Parker has 8 innings of work, only giving up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 4, struck out 8. 1.13 ERA. As you see, the Pioneers take the field. Game time originally scheduled for 1:30. This is the 4th game of the weekend for the State Fair Roadrunners. It is game number 1 for Vol State. Sunny here in Millington. A little bit of a breeze blowing out the dead center field. 64 degrees. The coolest day that we've had this fall by far. Thanks for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and on the Twitter feed for Vol State. Pioneers played at MTSU last Sunday and did not go well for Pioneers. Lost to Columbia State 5-2 and 16-0, I believe, to the Bucks of Motlow State. After a 14-0 loss to Frontier the week before that. Pioneers reeling a little bit, hoping to right the ship here at Millington. Both these games are scheduled for 9 innings, so there will be some compensation in case of a longer inning. Not sure if there's a pitch count or not, but there might be a chance that, as last week, if you just don't get enough outs, then they just pull you off the field and start the next inning. As I said, volunteer assistant coach Shane Kemp is not here, but understand he is listening in and watching on the live stream feed. Glad to have Coach Kemp with us. He's on vacation with his family, and we are set for some baseball here. Parker White delivers the first pitch, swung on and lifted out to center field by Logan Miller. Reggie Miller falls down and then will not be able to make the catch. Not sure what happened. Maybe the turf a little slippery out there, and Miller were to reach on the E8. So first pitch, and the Roadrunners have a runner at second base. Dane Wimberly, the DH, steps in. White looks back at second and delivers another first pitch swinging foul ball off to the left side. MGM Industries foul ball, thanks to MGM Industries for the brand new windows in the press box back at Pioneer Field. And White's delivery is fouled just down the right field line by Dane. Parker dodged that one. Wimberly is a freshman on the Roadrunner squad. White trying to pitch out of early trouble already. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 foul balls off the bat of Dane Wimberly. On deck, Carter Jenkins, the third baseman. Hello to Paul White, who's checking in. Not sure if he's actually at the ballpark. Parker told me that his dad would be here, and on the 0-2 pitch, Parker tried to bring a breaking pitch on the inside corner and ends up hitting Wimberly. And now runners at first and second for the 3-hole hitter, Carter Jenkins. Second hit batter of the fall for Parker White. I know Paul's listening because he's answering questions that I'm posing here. That is, they're supposed to stop the inning after 4 runs. Hopefully we don't have that issue today. Pitch misses low and away. The first pitch ball delivered by the sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee. Misses with that pitch inside. Parker looking for a ground ball. Landon Luderman down to third. Logan Molnar getting his first action of the fall in the field at shortstop. Corbin Overbay at second and Brody Melton at first. Ground ball right back to White. He started to go to third base, decides to go to second to get the 1-6-3 dudette double play, just what the doctor ordered for Parker White. Couldn't have dialed it up any better, but I wonder if Parker's thinking right now, you know what, we might have got a triple play right there if I'd have gone to third. I'm not sure how quickly Luderman was going to be able to get over. To the bag and whether or not he'd be able to deliver to Overbay at second base quick enough to retire Jenkins. Tanner Grant now at the plate with 2 outs and a runner at third base. He looks at a called strike on the outside corner, and Parker White is a pitch away from getting out of this jam after a leadoff 2-base error. And then a hit batter. Ground ball back to the box. Plummer has to reach far into the left-handed batter's box to snag that pitch. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the first, just getting started at USA Stadium in Millington, Tennessee. Driven out to right center field, and White's not going to get out of this inning. That ball 1 hops the fence. Cooper's got it quickly. Throw into second base, but not on the bag. And an RBI double. Delivers the first run of the ball game. That's off the bat of Tanner Grant. Freshman, first baseman. First hit of the ball game goes to State Fair Roadrunners. Dalton Miller sees the first pitch sail outside. Fastball misses away. 2 balls, no strikes to the Roadrunner second baseman, Dalton Miller. Caleb Briggs, the left fielder, is on deck. That pitch gets in there for a called strike. Luke Lawson getting the start in left field. Reggie Cooper in center, and Drew Webster out in right, and Drew Plummer behind the plate. Catching left-handed sophomore Parker White, second team all-conference starting pitcher in 2023, the spring. There's a called strike. Brings us to our first Full Count Ministries full count of the ball game. A lot of the equipment that I use on this broadcast I bring from the Full Count Rhythm equipment room. Swing and a miss. And White gets his first strikeout. State Fair Community College gets on the scoreboard first with a run, an unearned run. 1 hit, 1 costly error, and 1 runner left on base. We are headed to the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network. We move to the bottom of the first inning. Game number 11 in the fall for the Pioneers. 20 are on the schedule, so halfway finished with the fall schedule. Tyler Holsworth will step in. Sees the first pitch strike from Tate Robertson. Don't have hometowns or heights or weights for the State Fair roster. Tyler Holsworth out of Norcross, Georgia. Redshirt freshman. Coming off of labrum surgery, and he's only hitting and not playing in the field. So he and Molnar are a full player There's a breaking pitch, catches the outside corner. Both came to Vol State last year as, I believe, Division I signees, but ended up coming to Vol State. Just missed down. That pitch right there, count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler ended up making the decision to repair that throwing shoulder. It's one down the right field line past our first base coach, Jack McLaury, two-way player. He's taking the place of Coach Kemp down there at first base. Jim McGuire, head coach, in his 3rd year, standing down in the third base coaching box. Pitching coach Sam Folks is here. Here's a ground ball that will get into the hole. Shortstop Will Munch. Minch comes up but cannot make the throw to first base in time to get Tyler Holsworth, who reaches on an infield single. Holsworth having a very productive fall at the plate. Has 14 actual plate appearances, but that is only the 6th official plate appearance, and he's now 4 for 6. There's a ground ball, could be 2 off the bat of Plummer. They get the out at second base, and the turn at the bag by Dalton Miller is overthrown, but they wouldn't have gotten Drew Plummer on that. He runs well. So Holsworth is forced for out number 1, and Plummer on at first. Now the first base umpire wants to take a look at the baseball that did hit I think that's a brick wall that's just down the first base dugout on the overthrow. So 2 ground balls, one just a little more in the hole than the other. First pitch swinging, Luderman pops that one up in the infield. Back goes Minch. In comes Miller, and Minch will make the play for out number 2. Brody Melton will step to the plate. Luderman came in hitting .364, 8 for 22, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run, 7 RBIs. Brody Melton, sophomore from Tullahoma, Tennessee. In unofficial statistics from my score sheets, hitting .278. He started to go on the first pitch and held up. Pitch is called a strike. Brody leads the team in home runs with 2. Pioneers have hit a total of 6 home runs. He gets that one off the inside of the bat, and surprised it didn't catch any of the legs of the State Fair folks sitting outside the dugout. Count now goes no balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Holsworth led off with an infield single. Drew Plummer on the first pitch he saw. Grounds into a fielder's choice. Another ground ball to the shortstop. Will Minch is getting some play over there, and he throws on to Tanner Grant to retire Melton for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are through 1 inning. We're scheduled for 9 here at Millington's USA Stadium. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Parker White has completed his warm-up tosses here for the top of the second inning. He will face 6, 7, and 8 in the State Fair lineup. As I said earlier, they've played 3 games already. 2 yesterday and 1 today. The game today they won 13-4. First pitch swinging, Caleb Briggs fouls that one toward the Pioneer dugout. Michael Coleman comes out of the dugout to snag that one. Got the ride down on the team bus today. Breaking pitch hit in the air out to left field. Luke Lawson raises a hand, backs up, and makes the catch for out number 1. Good start for P. White. Matt Goldich, the catcher, steps in. Started to go. They want to check down at first base. First base umpire says no. 3-man crew here for this ball game. White, 6'1", 195-pound sophomore. That one gets in there for a called strike. From Knoxville West High School. General Studies major, the son of Paul White and Carrie Myers, both of Knoxville. Actually, I think Paul may be hanging out in Huntsville, Alabama these days. This is, I believe, where he told me he's living and working now. Paul, if I'm wrong, let me know. Breaking pitch, catches that inside corner. Nice pitch by White. Trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. I'm not sure. Well, it looks like he's probably just going to go 2. As I do see a right-hander in the bullpen. Looks like Brett Dowling. Parker White, one of the 5 pitching members of the Full Count 242 discipleship group, decides that we need to have another Full Count Ministries Full Count. 1 out, nobody on, and he walks. Goldich. G-O-L-D. I believe it's S-C-I-C-H. I thought the coach was not pronouncing the S at all and just said Goldich. So if I'm pronouncing it wrong and you're of the Goldich family or Goldshitch family, then let me know. The line drive, that is a fair ball down that right field line by Caleb Casto. He will hold up at second base, and Goldich will move on to third. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Second hit of the game. It was right over the outstretched glove of Brody Melton. And number 9 hitter, shortstop Will Minch, steps to the plate. M-U-E-N-C-H. I think they call him Munch. I believe the German pronunciation is Minch. There's a drive down that third base line, and he goes foul. Roadrunners batters are using the whole field. Logan Miller, the leadoff batter, stands on deck. Parker White going to have to pitch out of another jam here. Had to pitch out of one, only giving up 1 run. He gets a swing and a miss on a fastball inside. That was off the plate. He's looking for a strikeout right here. Struck out the 5-hole hitter Dalton Miller to end the first with a runner in scoring position at second base. Did give up a double with a runner at third. Tried to hit that outside corner and not able to. That ball's too low. Roadrunners in 2023 in the spring were 18-33 overall, 6-17 in the Missouri Community College Athletic Conference. Swing and a miss, and Parker White gets the strikeout he needed on the sweeper. Parker White does not light up the radar gun, but he gets outs. Trying to wiggle off the hook here in the second. No, that is not Brett Delling. That is Trent Miller that's down in the Pioneer dugout. He'll come in the third, it appears. Nice block by Drew Plummer right there, and a ball low and in. Not Plummer's first action behind the plate this year, but maybe only his second start behind the plate. 2 on, 2 out. And now 2 balls and no strikes to Logan Miller, the leadoff batter. He had a fly ball out to right center field. Reggie Cooper, as he was going over to get the ball, slipped, righted himself, and then fell down again. Pitch on the outside corner at the letters, maybe a little tall. Called a strike. And Reggie probably felt like he was running in quicksand out there. Just could not stay upright to make the catch. Did get a glove on it, but it fell out, and Miller reached second base. There's a drive. That'll get down out in left field, and it'll go all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score. Lawson picks it off the bounce off the left field wall and gets it back in. It's a 2-run double by Logan Miller. He's been on base both times he's come to the plate. Hard line drive over the head of Logan Molnar at shortstop. So the 1-out walk and the double come in to score for State Fair. Second double of the inning, 3rd hit of the game. All doubles. Dane Wimberly on an 0-2 pitch was hit on the left, on the front arm, his right arm, but was erased on a 1-6-3 double play. Gets ahead of that one and gets into the Vol State dugout. And once again, Dane Wimberly down in the count 0-2. See if Parker goes somewhere else with that breaking pitch this time. Here's a fastball, and it is rolled over to Corbin Overbay, who makes a strong throw to Brody Melton for out number 3. The Roadrunners add to their lead. The 2-out, 2-run double by Logan Miller. 2 runs. These were earned this time on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning. State Fair leads 3-0. Time for the Pioneers to get the bats going in the bottom of the second. Welcome back on the Vol State Sports Network. Move to the bottom of the second. Game 1 of the day for the Pioneers. Drew Webster, Reggie Cooper, and Carson Sanders First 3 scheduled for head coach Jim McGuire. Pioneers need to bust out the whooping sticks here. Webster, a sophomore from Christ Presbyterian Academy, looks at a called strike to lead off the inning from Tate Robertson in his second inning of work. Tapped foul at the plate. Webster down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Playing in his 10th game. 6 hits, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. Ground ball up the middle, another ground ball to the shortstop, Will Minch, who sails that one over the head of the first baseman. Goes into the stands, or at least out of play, and Webster will move on down to second base on a 2-base error by Will Minch. It's his 4th ground ball, I believe. First error by State Fair. They're out of Missouri. And Reggie Cooper steps to the plate. He's been the typical leadoff batter when he's played in the game. Hitting in the 6th hole, and he hits a shot down to third base. And Carter Jenkins robs a hit from Reggie Cooper on a nice play. On a smash, that was headed for the corner. Carter Jenkins got that glove down, and the ball got in there. He checked the runner at second and then threw to first. So with 1 out, Carson Sanders steps to the plate. Freshman out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Reggie Cooper, the transfer from Cleveland State. Pitch low and away, and just got away from Golditch, just a hair, but not far enough for Webster to advance. Sanders playing in his 6th game. He only has 6 official plate appearances and 4 hits in those 6. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Has a double and an RBI, has walked 3 times. On-base average is above his batting average of .667, and that's saying something, but it's in a small sample size. I'd like to see this young guy get some ABs, and he has hit the ball hard, and he hits it hard there. Another one backhanded by Minch, but he's not going to be able to get Sanders. There's going to be another infield single, and on the play, Webster heads up, moves to third base. Carson Sanders with another safety. Tough play to the backhand for Will Minch. He was able to knock it down, but came up and made a throw, but it was not in time to get Sanders' 2nd hit of the ball game, and both of them have been to the backhand of the shortstop. Corbin Overbay steps in, sophomore from Sevierville, Tennessee. Going to drive in the first run of the game. Called strike. Pioneers shut out in the last ball game, and only 2 runs in game 1. There's a throw over to first base by Robertson. Sanders back in time. As I said, Carson Sanders is basically a second DH here in this ball game. Logan Molnar playing shortstop but not hitting. Overbay is going to look at another called strike on the outside corner. He's now down in the count 0-2. Corbin hitting .263 unofficially, 5 hits in 19 official plate appearances, as a double and 3 RBIs. Playing in game number 8. This is game 11 for Vol State. It's one foul into the stands behind the Pioneers dugout. Count remains 0-2. I'd like to thank Right Rug Flooring, Kerry Gilbert, for donating the carpeting and installation in the press box that we worked on this past December. My wife and I popped up. That should also get out of play in the same stands that nobody is sitting in. I'm sorry, there's one patron who just and the ball hit near near him. Not sure if he's one of the coaches, scouts that are here. There are quite a few. Pioneers played Southwest Tennessee Community College here at USA Stadium this past April, I believe it was. Another foul ball off the bat of Overbay. Pioneers, I believe, won 1 out of 3. Southwest Tennessee, the Salukis, had a very good year. Coming back from, I believe they were last place in 2022. The Pioneers struggled the last 2 years. I think only beat them, well, once last year, did beat them 3 times the year before that, as Overbay continues fouling off pitches. A lot of sunshine here. I don't see a cloud in the sky. Big, beautiful American flag in dead center on the riser out there. That one's popped up. It's foul territory, but it'll be playable for Tanner Grant. So one too many foul balls off the bat of Corbin Overbay, and the Pioneers now 2 outs in the inning. Brings up 9-hole hitter Luke Lawson. Lawson from Powell, Tennessee. A freshman outfielder, hits a ground ball to second. This should do it. Dalton Miller over to Tanner Grant, and that retires Lawson and the Pioneers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 runners left on base after 2. State Fair leads 3-0. We'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen when we come back on the Ball State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Number 19, freshman Trent Miller, 6'4", 235-pound right-hander from Greenbrier High School. General Studies major, the son of Bill and Treva Miller. He is on for Vol State here in the 3rd inning. Miller on for his 6th appearance of the year. Coming off of surgery as well. Trying to get back to game action. Coach McGuire has mostly gone with him only an inning at a time. He has 4 innings pitched this fall. He's given up 5 hits. Those 5 hits were all in the last game that he pitched. First game on Sunday against Columbia State. He went an inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 strikeout, no walks. He just was hitting a lot of bats the other day. But he is a strong throwing right-hander that Coach McGuire has high hopes for. First pitch swinging Carter Jenkins, a 3-hole hitter, fouls that one off toward the lake. That is between USA Stadium and field number 3, where Vol State will play at the conclusion of this game. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Jenkins, who hit into a 1-6-3 double play in the first. He gets another one right back up the middle. This one gets through for a base hit. First single of the game for State Fair. 4th hit total. Tanner Grant, who doubled, drove in the first run of the game, steps to the plate. Breaking pitch, nice block by Drew Plummer, and Jenkins stays at first base. A lot cooler here today than has been this fall. Throw over to first base, and Milton applies the tag, but it's to the lower portion of Jenkins. Back in head first. Miller looking for another dudette double play. Fastball missed somewhere. Miller wondering where that one miss was. Drew Plummer was wondering as well. Kind of held that pitch a bit. Fastball misses up. Now goes 3 balls and no strikes. Big game going on in the Big Ten in college football today. My beloved Ohio State Buckeyes playing the Terps of Maryland. 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike to Tanner Grant. On deck, Dalton Miller. Probably not a whole lot of Ohio State Buckeyes fans listening in on this broadcast. Runner goes as pitch is swung on and fouled over to the on-deck circle. That would have been ball 4, and good chance if he doesn't swing at it, it might have hit him in the leg. So we'll have a full count. Ministries full count. Jenkins was going 3-1. Surely he's going 3-2. See if Miller throws over to first. Looking over at third base right now. Now he checks his shoulder. Runner does not go, and there's a full count first pitch foul ball off the bat of Tanner Grant. He'll do it again. Looking for that ground ball. He will not. That is ball 4. Went to the breaking pitch again. First 2 have reached off of Trent Miller here in the top of the 3rd inning. Parker White goes 2 innings. Gives up 3 hits. All doubles. 3 runs, 2 were earned. Walked 1. Struck out 2 and also hit a batter. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Dalton Miller, who struck out to end the first, steps to the plate and looks at a fastball that misses inside. After the doubleheader today, Pioneers will play next Saturday at Trevecca Nazarene, a doubleheader. Breaking pitch misses down. Drew Plummer will head out and talk to the freshman right-hander. You'll see there's a man out there just off the left shoulder of Logan Molnar in a white shirt and a sun-shaded hat. He is one of the umpire trainers that is here. So the umpires are being showcased and also trained during this 3-day showcase of baseball here at Millington. And for the second straight batter, Trent Miller has gone 3 balls and no strikes. Trent Miller pitching to Dalton Miller, with Logan Miller sitting on the Roadrunner bench. 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Keith Bell says, let's go Pioneers. If you want to send in a chat, you can on the YouTube channel. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And another full count Ministries, full count. Single to center field by Carter Jenkins. He stands out at second base after moving down there after a walk to Tanner Grant. And the 5-hole hitter Dalton Miller at the plate with a full count. Nobody out here in the top of the third. Breaking pitch misses out, and second time that he's gone to that breaking pitch with a full count. The base is now loaded. Trent Miller lost his, I believe, his entire senior year this past spring due to the recovery from the surgery. He is just trying to get back into game action. Caleb Briggs, the left fielder who flew out to left field, at the plate with the bases loaded, nobody out. Pioneers playing in their regular positions, looking for a double play ball, and there's a fly ball out to right field, playable for Drew Webster. This will score a run. Webster makes the catch and throws a strike to Molnar at second base. A sacrifice fly brings in the fourth run of the ball game. Who's now at first and second with one out. Matt Goldich steps in, the catcher. So State Fair has scored in every inning. One in the first, two in the second, and one here in the third so far, with two more runners out there. Breaking pitch misses inside. Like a slider there. Couple looks back to second, and the pitch is high. Trent Miller is struggling to get ahead in the count. Single, 2 walks, and now a sacrifice fly have delivered 1 run. There's a shot down the third base line. Foul, just foul. That was going to be trouble. Goldich got just ahead of that one. Goldich, a freshman catcher. It's like almost 50 players on the State Fair roster. Head coach Judd Kendall. Assistant coaches Jordan Day and Bill Kane. Breaking pitch catches that inside corner. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, right fielder Caleb Casto. Miller looking for that inning-ending dudette double play. Breaking pitch misses high. Another full count Ministries, full count. 10 of the Vol State players, 5 pitchers, 5 position players have taken on the extra bit of effort to join the discipleship full count Ministries Bible study based on Acts 2:42. Meet at Chick-fil-A in Gallatin on typically Fridays. Good group of fine men right there. Second-year players here at Vol State. I'm enjoying getting to know them and spend time with them. Another full count delivery from Miller, breaking pitch, and he got this one at least close to the plate that enticed Goldich to swing and miss. First strikeout for Miller, and two outs now in the inning. Casto, who doubled on the first pitch he saw, right over the first baseman Brody Melton's head. Later scored on a double by Logan Miller, the leadoff batter. Swings again at the first pitch. This is a fastball he could not catch up with. Don't see the pitching miles per hour here, but I'm sure there's one around it on the scoreboard at MTSU. They had the MPH up on the scoreboard, but Miller brings it in there at low 80s or low 90s, upper 80s. Looks like he is just going to go one inning today. I think that might be Theron Lee that's down in the bullpen. Assume that he's already been throwing. Count goes 2 balls and a strike to Caleb Casto. He's a sophomore. Don't see any stats for him on State Fair's website. Here's a called strike. Might be a transfer from some other school. Saw some stats for about 6 of the players on their roster. Logan Miller, the leadoff batter, hit .363 in 51 games a year ago. Carter Jenkins hit .372. He played 36 games. Ball lifted out to right field. Drew Webster looks like he's got a beat on it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So Trenton Miller gets out of further damage, does give up 1 run on 1 hit. 2 walks did not help. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. We are through 2.5. State Fair leads 4-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese on the Vol State Sports Network. We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pioneers top of the lineup. Tyler Holsworth steps in. He hits a ground ball over the head of Tate Robertson and gets his 2nd hit of the ball game. First pitch swinging. Tyler Holsworth on base for the 2nd time. He was erased pretty quickly on a 6-4 fielder's choice off the bat of Drew Plummer, who steps in to the box to face Tate Robertson in his 3rd inning. Slider misses up. Plummer, a redshirt freshman from Summit High School, 5'11", 165 pounds. Hits that one out to left field. That's well hit. Back goes Caleb Briggs, and that ball is gone. Home run off the bat of Drew Plummer. Wind blowing out a little bit to left center field. I don't know that he'd say that he got all of that one. Pioneers on the board with the Framework Athletics first runs of the game, thanks to Drew Plummer's first home run of the fall. 2-run shot. Scores Tyler Holsworth. Landon Luderman steps in after the Pioneers threatened in the first and second innings, but could not push across that Framework Athletics first run. Drew Plummer, second batter here in the third, lifts one just over the left center field wall near the scoreboard and gets it out of here for his first home run in the fall. Luderman looks at ball one. So congratulations to the redshirt freshman from Spring Hill, Tennessee. The son of Bobby Plummer and Stacy Plummer. Bobby of Spring Hill and Stacy Thompson Station. Brother to Brennan and Robbie. Grandson of Poppy and Nana. And Papa Mike and Nana Sue and Meanie. Franklin, Tennessee, Hendersonville, and Old Hickory, Tennessee. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Landon Luderman. Of a Full Count Ministries full count. Luderman from Knoxville Catholic High School, sophomore, 5'10", 185 pounds. Popped out to the shortstop. Pops that one up to center field. That sends Logan Miller back, and he gets under it and will make the catch for out number 1. Luderman now 0 for 2 in the ball game. And Brody Melton will step to the plate. He grounded out too short to end the first. Pioneers cut the lead in half with a 2-run home run by Drew Plummer after a solid single by Tyler Holsworth. That one's nubbed off of the end of the bat. Brody Melton trying to beat that one out, but Minch makes the 360 move and throws to first base for the second out. Put a gold star by that one for Will Minch. 2 ground outs to the shortstop for Brody Melton. This one off the end of the bat, up the middle, past the pitcher. Minch able to field behind second base and throw after pirouetting. Go to first base. Drew Webster also hit a ground ball to the shortstop. Ended up throwing it out of play. Swing and a miss on a slider, and Webster again down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 6'2", 190 pounds, sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee. Pitch down in the turf. If you're not familiar with USA Stadium, the entire field is artificial turf, as will be the field number 3 that the Pioneers will play on it after this game. Foul ball off the screen. Not sure how many fields are here. There are a number of fields. Not sure how many are fully turfed. Most of the folks sitting in the stands are right behind home plate. Another ground ball to shortstop. Will Minch getting lots of work. Gloves and throws on to first base. Big stretch by Tanner Grant. And they retire Webster. A 2-run home run by Drew Plummer gets the Pioneers on the board. We are a third of the way through this ball game, scheduled for 9 innings. Both games today, 4-2. Pioneers are down at USA Stadium. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for Vol State. Third pitcher of the ball game, freshman Theron Lee on in relief. 6'2", 165-pound freshman from Hendersonville. Went to Hendersonville High School, a fire science major, the son of Quentin Lee and Amy Austin. Brother to Samuel. Grandson of Pops and Nana, Granddaddy Mike and Connie, and Nanny and Frank. Theron on for his 5th appearance of the year. He's thrown 3 1/3 innings, given up 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, walked 2, struck out 4. And Coach McGuire has been impressed with Theron Lee and giving him a shot here as the third pitcher. Not sure how many we'll see. We might see Theron for a couple innings. He will face 9, 1, and 2 of the State Fair lineup. Will Minch, who's should be tired from fielding lots of ground balls so far. First pitch that he sees from Theron Lee is outside. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Lee pitched an inning against the Motlow State Bucks on Sunday. Up 1 hit. That ball's driven deep into center field. Back goes Reggie Cooper, and that ball has landed off the wall. Minch is moving into third base, head first slide, and he'll be in there with a triple. At first, I thought that ball had gotten out of here, but the way Reggie Cooper was looking at it, I thought that ball's gone. Then it bounced off the wall, dead center field at 395, I believe that sign says out there. 315 down the right field line and 315 down the left field line. So leadoff triple by Will Minch, and Logan Miller steps in. He's got a double and a reached on an error. Scored a run. Breaking pitch gets in there for a called strike. Minch now 1 for 2. Chop toward first base. Theron Lee's going to make the catch. I thought that ball hit the ground, but it was off the end of the bat. Well, pop out to the pitcher. I actually did see it off the bat originally. Thankfully, you can go back on the YouTube channel and watch the replay. Dane Wimberly steps to the plate. He swings at the first pitch, grounds one foul down toward first base. Tough task right here for Theron Lee to try to pitch out of a leadoff triple. Try to keep him there at third base. Wimberly hit by a pitch in the first inning, grounded out the second to end the second. Home run hitter Drew Plummer behind the plate makes a stop there. Luke Lawson in left, Reggie Cooper in center, Drew Webster in right, Landon Luderman at third, Logan Molnar at short, Corbin Overbay at second, Brody Melton at first, and Drew Plummer Catching that one's popped up into shallow center field. Back goes Overbay. In comes Cooper. Cooper does not make the catch. He missed that one. So another two-base error and a run scored. I have no idea what's going on out there in center field. So not an RBI because Reggie, no way that Minch would have been trying to steal, I wouldn't think, on that. But he reaches on the E8. That's the second error by Reggie Cooper today. Wimberly ends up at second base. Overbay, I'm not sure if he had been able to make that play. It's definitely an easier play by Reggie Cooper, but he just got handcuffed with that ball. Don't know that the sun was the problem, but I guess there's a chance that it was. There's another fly ball out to Cooper. We'll see if he gets a better look at this. And he makes this catch. Throw all the way into third base. Keeps Wimberly at second. Reggie Cooper is normally a sure-handed outfielder. Perplexing is the word I would use. So 2 outs and Tanner Grant, who is yet to be retired. Doubled in the first, walked in the third at the plate. Cleanup hitter, plays first base. Breaking pitch. Hits him right between the 5 and the 4. Second hit batter by Pioneer pitching today. Puts runners at first and second. Dalton Miller struck out and walked. Steps to the plate with 2 on and 2 out. Here in the top of the fourth, State Fair is continuing their run of scoring in every inning. Fastball misses in. Nobody warming in the Pioneer bullpen now, so I'm assuming that Theron Lee is going to be asked to go 2 innings. Unless it just gets out of hand here. Should be able to handle that with the pitch count. I am not keeping a pitch count. Somebody is, though. Breaking pitch hit into center field. Cooper charges. Runners at the bag. Throw to the plate. Over the head of the cutoff man. The run scores and the runner moves up to third base. State Fair now leads 6-2. They get those 2 runs back off of the 2-run home run by Drew Plummer. RBI single by Miller. Drives in Wimberly. Hello to Alex Qualls, who's watching on Twitter. Quallsy, I'm wondering why you're not here. Swing and a miss. New batter who stepped in here for Caleb Biggs, I think. Nope. Caleb Biggs wearing number 21. I just didn't write it down there. I think it shows number 2 on the roster I took a picture of. Ball's hit out to center field. Should be out number 3, and it is. Reggie Cooper makes that grab. 2 more runs for State Fair. They lead 6-2. We'll come back for the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Moving to the bottom of the fourth, Pioneers sending Reggie Cooper, Carson Sanders, and Corbin Overbay to the plate. Face Tate Robertson on for his fourth inning of work here at USA Stadium in Millington, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Big three-day showcase of junior colleges here. Game 4 of the weekend for State Fair. Fouled off by Cooper, the sophomore transfer from Cleveland State, hometown in Smyrna, Tennessee. Went to Stewart's Creek High School. He's one of the Creekers. Swing and a miss on a slider. Up in the zone, Reggie hit a shot down to the third baseman, Carter Jenkins, in the second inning, and Jenkins gloved it off of one hop. There's another ground ball to third. This is a lot easier for Jenkins. Throw over to first base is in time for the first out. Make sure that is still. It is not. Number 34 on their roster is coming to the game at third base. First pitch swinging, Carson Sanders. It goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, there's not a number 34 on the roster for State Fair. See if there's a 17. There is Carter. Maybe it is Carter Jenkins still, and he just happens to be wearing number 34 jersey. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm telling you, the fall is fun, folks, with these rosters. Carson Sanders delivers another ground ball up the middle, and Will Minch's throw pulls number 54 off the base. I assume that's still Tanner Grant. So a 1-out runner. That'll be an error on Will Minch. As head coach Judd Kendall, I guess, comes out. I assume that's Judd Kendall. He wants to see if the first base umpire will have a conference as you see it happening. He wanted to see if the first baseman's foot was on the base when he had the ball. I didn't think it was. I thought the throw pulled Grant off, and that's what the decision was. So second throwing error by Will Minch puts a runner at first base with 1 out. Corbin Overbay steps in. He popped out to the first baseman, foul territory, in his first plate appearance. So Tate Robertson on with for his 4th inning of work. Don't see anybody warming in their bullpen. He may be going 5 innings. So the numbers that I have are the numbers that were listed on the lineup. That ball's popped up down the left side. It'll get out of play. I didn't check the road runners as they went out to the field to see what numbers they were actually wearing. I assumed that the coach knew what number they were wearing. May not be, in fact, correct. So if there's changes made, we're probably not going to know it up here. Me and my public address announcer, Jackson Reed, a senior at Arlington High School here in the northern part of north of Memphis. There's a drive into left field. Corbin Overbay's got him a base hit. Up with it quickly, the left fielder, who I believe is Caleb Briggs. Had 2 runners on for Vol State. Had runners on in every inning. 5 hits in the game, 4 singles and a home run. And Luke Lawson steps up, the number 9 hitter, rounded out to second base to end the second. Haven't seen a race between Luke and anybody else on the team, but I understand he is very fast. He fouls that one off to the right side. He squares the bunt, lays one down the third base line, but it will roll foul. Not a bad thought there by the fleet-footed Luke Lawson. Luke with only 5 now plate appearances. This is his 6th. 2 walks, a hit. Also has an RBI. Came in hitting .500 with on-base average of .750. For his second knock of the fall here, that should drive in a run. And he gets a line drive right back to the third baseman, who makes a backhanded play to retire Lawson and steal another do-dat double away from a Pioneer batter. Not sure if that's still Carter Jenkins down there, but whoever it is just made a nice play again on the backhand line drive. 2 outs. Tyler Holsworth with the shed locks. He's got him a big haircut. Guy's going with the shorter hair. Alex Qualls cut his mane off. Holsworth started to, or asked for time. He reached back with his hand, took his hand off the bat, asked for time, not granted, and slider catches the outside corner. Tyler Holsworth with 2 hits in his first 2 plate appearances. Now has 5 in 7 official plate appearances. Nubs that one off the right side. First baseman able to make the play and throw to Robertson to retire Holsworth. Nice play by Tanner Grant on the weakly hit ground ball that was fisted off the bat of Holsworth, but a 3-1 put out. Retires the Pioneers, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. Pioneers just cannot get that one extra hit to drive in those base runners they keep getting in the innings. 6-2. Do want to give Braxton Alexander, left-handed pitcher for the Pioneers, a shout out. Today is his 20th birthday. So happy birthday to B.A. Braxton Alexander, who will be my new Alex Qualls this year in the press box at Pioneer Field at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. Braxton Alexander from Woodbury, Tennessee, Cannon County High School. He is redshirting medically this year due to a Tommy John surgery. And another one of the members of the Full Count Discipleship Group. You see Theron Lee is back out there for inning number 2. Braxton Alexander is a 5'11", 175-pound left-handed thrower. Can't believe I got right-handed on my sheet here. Son of Brian and Andrea Alexander, brother to Andrew, and the grandson of Papa and Mimi from Reedaville, Tennessee. So he's back in Woodbury celebrating his birthday with family and friends. So we just wanted to give Braxton a shout out today on his 20th birthday, October 7th. Move to the top of the 5th inning, scheduled for 9. The other 2 showcases were 7-inning ball games. Ohio State Buckeyes put it on the Maryland Terps, scoring 27 points in the second half to win that one going away, 37-17. State undefeated. Ground ball to third. Luderman backhands. And throw over to first base, and Brody Melton can't pick that one up out of the turf. Throw just too low as Matt Goldich reaches on the air. Caleb Casto steps to the plate. 1 for 2 with a double. Third error of the ball game for Vol State. Casto doubled down the right field line and flew out to right field. Already had one ground ball double play for the Pioneers in the first inning, a 1-6-3 with runners at first and second. Theron Lee looking for another one right here. He gets Casto to foul that one off over the head of Will Minch. Coach didn't help me out by putting the correct numbers on the lineup card that he took a picture of for me. Count those 3 balls and a strike. Will Minch wearing number 12. He's also number 12 on the roster. Popped up. This should be playable. Luderman in foul ground moves toward the line, but he will not make that catch as that ball comes back toward the fair territory, and he misjudged that one. Official score can give an error even on a missed foul ball. If I was an actual official scorer, I would give an error there. That's a play that I guarantee Theron Lee would say he needed to be making. Full count, Ministries full count, swing and a miss by Casto, and if in fact that would have been charged as an error, does not come back to haunt as Theron Lee gets the strikeout. That's his first. Will Minch 1 for 2 with a triple, hit one off the dead center field wall in the 4th to lead off the inning. Ended up scoring. He drives that one into right field for another hit. Webster up with it. He'll hit Molnar. Will Minch batting in the 9 hole is 2 for 3. Should be 2 outs in the inning and with a runner at first base, but instead first and second, 1 out. 7 hits for State Fair, and Logan Miller, who has one of them, a double, steps in. Played in 51 games a year ago as a freshman, hit .363 for the Roadrunners. Leadoff batter, he has that look of a leadoff batter who can fly. So turning 2 on him might be difficult unless he hits it right at middle infielder. Breaking pitch. Just whispers at that outside corner for a called strike. Nice block by Plummer. Balls and a strike. Ground ball that gets through into left field. This will score a run, and runners now again at first and second with a run in as Minch stays at second base. So an RBI single by Logan Miller. He's now 2 for 4. So Goldich, who reached on the air, comes around to score. 7th run of the ball game for State Fair. Tapped foul by Wimberly at the plate. Seven runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for State Fair. 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for Vol State. Batting in the 5th inning. Wimberly is 0 for 2. Has reached on an error, was hit by a pitch, and has scored a run. And balk's called. A fair ball down the left field line, but the home plate umpire came out from behind. If he doesn't even throw that pitch, we don't have the ball hit down that right field line. I think we had a problem with the umpiring there. Honestly, I don't think you come out from behind the plate to call the balk. But a double by Wimberly drives in another run. You can have a balk and still continue the play. It's not a dead ball. But typically you don't have the home plate umpire come out from his position. He stays where he's at. So another hit. That's 3 hits in the inning. Breaking pitch to number 34. I'm assuming it's still Carter Jenkins. It showed number 17 on the roster, or the lineup card that I saw. It was not an official lineup card. So 2 runs have come in the inning, and that's the 3rd inning out of 5 that State Fair has scored 2, and they have 2 more in scoring position. Breaking pitch. Oh, takes out the umpiring trainer, or one of them down there. He did a tumble trying to get out of the way of that one, but I think it ended up getting him. He's okay. Must have played hockey as a Ute. Tough guy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. 2 on. That drilled into right field. Drew Webster make the catch, and the throw to the plate on the tag is backhanded by Melton. So a sacrifice line drive brings in another run. Logan Miller scores his 2nd run of the ball game. Tanner Grant, first baseman, doubled, walked, and hit by a pitch. Been on base all 3 times. Theron Lee going to try to retire him before that 4th run, and apparently final run of an inning, can score as the breaking pitch gets in there, and that fooled Tanner Grant. And Lee should be out of the inning. Only 2 runs scoring. Actually, with only one run scoring, I guess. Matt Goldich reached on the air to begin the inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wimberly on at second base. Grant could not hold up that high fastball. Some activity in the bullpen. That ball is smashed out to left center field. Lawson's not going to get to it. It'll one hop off the wall. Godwin will get into second base with an RBI double. And I believe that will end the inning with 4 runs coming in for State Fair. We will move to the bottom of the 5th. 4 runs score for the Roadrunners on 3 singles and 2 doubles. So a tough inning for Theron Lee as 4 runs do come across. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, see if the Pioneers can get some base runners moved around. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. New pitcher on for the Roadrunners, State Fair Community College, number 30, Drew Myers, on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Pioneer lineup. It's Drew Plummer, Landon Luterman, and Brody Melton. Plummer in his last at-bat drove one out of here to left center field. He's looking at an 0-2 count now. Plummer came in hitting .357, 5 hits and 14 official plate appearances, and that's the first strikeout by a Pioneer batter today. So he waves at a slider. Plummer has a double, a triple, and now he's got a home run. He's 1 for 3. Landon Luterman now steps in. He's looking for his first hit of the ball game. Popped out to his shortstop and flew out to center field. Swings and misses at that offering. Luterman came in hitting .364. Drew Myers pumping strikes. Luterman leads the team with 8 hits in the fall, playing game number 10 of the 2023 fall season. There's the first ball delivered by Drew Myers. Ground ball that will get into, out of, and then back into the glove of Drew Myers, who underhands to Tanner Grant for out number 2. Liderman hit that off the end of the bat. Brody Melton steps in with nobody on, 2 outs. Melton 2 ground balls to the shortstop. First batter in the inning that does not get a first pitch strike. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Pioneer first baseman, Brody Melton. He hit his second home run of the fall in a solo shot at MTSU in game number 1 last Sunday. Wide of the mark there, 2 balls, 2 strikes. State Fair, located in, I assume that's Sedalia, Missouri, between Kansas City and Jefferson City. Never heard of that town. Never heard of this community college either, but they play in Region 16 of Division I. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Pioneers go down for the first time in order. Strikeout, ground out, strikeout. Drew Myers comes in and throws strikes. We are through 5, scheduled for 9, 10-2. State Fair leads over the Pioneers of Volunteer State. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. 4th pitcher on for head coach Jim McGuire. Caden Johnson, 6'3", 200-pound redshirt sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama, Sparkman High School. General Studies major, the son of Joe and Shayna Johnson, brother to Miles and Mimi and Granddaddy in Gadsden, Alabama, probably watching and listening in. Big J in Lacey Springs and Nana in Panama City Beach are his grandparents as well. Caden Johnson on for his 6th appearance of the fall, thrown 6 1/3 innings, given up 7 hits, 8 runs. He's walked 8 batters, struck out 10. He has hit a batter He will come on with a 10-2 ball game. Scoreboard has one less hit for each team than I have. I have 10 runs, 10 hits for State Fair. 2 runs and 5 hits for Vol State. Caden Johnson to face Dalton Miller, Caleb Briggs, and Matt Goldich here in the 6th inning. Misses with that somewhere. Now goes 2 balls and no strikes. The 5th inning ended a little early, as there's a 4-run maximum. Otherwise, Dalton Miller would have been at the plate with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Caden Johnson wondering where a couple of these pitches have been. So he loses his lid. Went to the team barber, Carson Sanders, the other day. Got him a nice little tighten up. I haven't been to the team barber yet, but pretty sure he can handle my haircut. 3-1 pitch. This is down, and first batter that Johnson faces draws a walk. It's a second walk drawn by Dalton Miller. Caleb Briggs steps in. He's hit a fly ball to each of the 3 outfielders. One of them produced a run as a sacrifice fly in the 3rd. Flown out the left and flown out the center as well. Breaking pitch misses outside. Does not appear to be any changes in the defense for the Pioneers. Caden Johnson struggling with the control here. That has been an issue for Caden. .65 sunny degrees here in Millington, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Another fly ball out to the outfield. Looks like Luke Lawson will get a shot as he loses his lid and makes the catch. 2-0 swing by Briggs. And out number 1. We have a pinch hitter here for Goldich, number 25. Malachi Antle, A-N-T-L-E. That's who the roster says number 25 is. Goldich, a catcher, and so is Antle. Getting ahead in the count now is Caden Johnson. On deck, Caleb Casto. I would assume that Anto will then get behind the plate in the bottom of the 6th. 0-2 delivery, fouled off. We'll get out of play after hitting the bar that holds the metal fence to the screen above. So 1 out, 1 on, 0-2 pitch. Catches the outside corner. And Johnson gets his first strikeout. Another member of the Full Count Ministries D group. 4 left-handed pitchers, and right-hander Noah Eatman. Parker White, Caden Johnson, Braxton Alexander, Noah Eatman. As that pitch gets in there for a called strike. And Caleb Pika the other tallest member of the team, 6'7". Breaking pitch misses away. Johnson, after a leadoff walk, induced a fly out to left field and then struck out pinch hitter Malachi Antle. Caleb Casto, 1 for 3. Doubled, flew out, and struck out. And you're going to look at a called strike there on that outside corner, right where Drew Plummer was set up. Plummer's caught a good game back there, has not had a chance to throw out a would-be base stealer. 10 hits, you don't really need to steal a lot of bases. Swing and a miss, and Johnson, losing the lid again, ends up striking out Casto. Faces 4 after the leadoff walk, came back and retired 3 straight. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. For the first time today, a 0 on the board for State Fair. They're headed to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Some changes in defense for State Fair here in the bottom of the 6th. Try to get those to you as Drew Webster steps in to face Drew Myers. We had a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. Webster 0 for 2, reached on an error and grounded out. Look at a slider for a called strike on the inside corner. Dalton Miller, who was playing second base earlier, has moved to third. Will Minch, who was playing short earlier, has now moved to second base. There's a ground ball to the new shortstop, number 5, Sam Pauley, who throws on the run to get Drew Webster for out number 1. Still looks like Caleb Briggs out and left, but a new center fielder, Grant Lambeth, in center field. I believe it is still Tanner Grant at first base, and it is going to be Antle behind the plate as Reggie Cooper looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. I'll have to wait for the right fielder to turn around. They don't have numbers on the front of their shirts or jerseys. Cooper, a half-hearted swing there. I think he was probably trying to stop a swing. He's hit 2 ground balls to third base, been retired 0 for 2. Another line drive. This one goes foul. He has pulled everything today. Ball comes back onto the playing portion of the artificial turf. Caleb Briggs picks that up and throws it to a teammate. Two straight foul balls. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Ball State will play right after this on a different field. So I will do my best to break down the equipment as quickly as I can and hope that the internet Wi-Fi works well over at the other field, and also hope that I can plug in my power cord to a spot. They have a very tiny press box behind field number 3, probably just enough for a clock or scoreboard operator. As Reggie Cooper will get on the strikeout and wild pitch, and he'll move on down to second base on the errant throw by Malachi Antle. So strikeout, wild pitch. E2. A lot happening on that one in the old score sheet. And Carson Sanders steps in. Runner at second. And 1 out. And he swings, foul tips that one into the mid. Game is scheduled to start at 5 o'clock. So that's about an hour and a half from now. Cooper, big hopping lead, and he's going to take off. Pitch called a strike, and the throw down to third base, not in time. Cooper with a stolen base. Carson Sanders had an infield single in the second and reached on an error in the fourth, batting here for the third time in the ball game. Looking to drive in a run. He hits a soft line drive back to the pitcher. That will get the run in, but Drew Myers, apparently a changeup. Gets out to Will Minch at second base. Drives in the third run on the 4-3. I don't believe that Myers touched that. So an unearned run. Scores here in the 6th. Corbin Overbay steps in for his third plate appearance. He's 1 for 2. Looks at a called strike. Singled into left field in the 4th, but was stranded there. Starts to go there. Pitch just a little bit inside. So cross your fingers for good internet and power at field 3. Breaking pitch gets in there for called strike. Otherwise, I'll just be watching and probably filming the game. You'll have to hear about it from your son, brother, grandson, friend on the bus ride home. 3-hour trip down, 3.5 hour probably, from Gallatin, Vol State this morning. I drove myself. I'm waiting on grandbaby number 7. I'm about halfway down there to Mississippi, where my daughter is awaiting her 3rd child. So Charlotte Rose is expected in the next, I think, about 5 days. She's actually due in a week, but I don't think they're going to wait till the weekend to have that baby. 2-2 pitch popped up. It might be playable, and it will be for Dalton Miller, who makes the catch in foul territory. So 1 run, it was unearned. No hits in the inning. The error on the throwdown on the strikeout allows Reggie Cooper to get the second. He steals third and then scores on the ground out by Carson Sanders. The Pioneers will head to defense. Caden Johnson back out on the mound. We'll take a break on the Vol State Sports Network. Will Minch will lead off the 7th inning for State Fair Roadrunners. Left-handed batter to face the left-handed throwing Caden Johnson out for his 2nd inning of work. Start off looking real good with the walk. Then got a fly out, 2 strikeouts to finish the 6th. First pitch swinging Will Minch. He'll send one out to right center field again. Reggie Cooper will overrun it, and it will hit the base of the wall. That will be the 2nd triple for Will Minch. I'm not sure what it is going on out there in center field with Reggie Cooper, but he is not looking comfortable. To me, like he overran that ball, went farther into the gap over toward right field, and it fell behind him past where he'd already run. So, but a leadoff triple, 2nd leadoff triple by Minch. He is 3 for 4. Number 13, who came into the game, Grant Lambeth, steps in to hit in the leadoff spot. Dane Wimberly, the DH, on deck. And it is on the roster, Lambeth, Lambeth. I assume it's not a typo, as Caden Johnson's now gone 3 balls and no strikes to the new center fielder. Maybe there's an R in there, Lambeth, but I don't know. I'm going to go with what's on the sheet, Lambeth. He's a freshman, and he has just walked on 4 pitches. 2nd walk given up by Caden Johnson, putting runners at the corners. State Fair has scored 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th inning. 0 on the board in the 6th, but they are threatening here in the 7th. Their 4th game of the tournament, but 13 on the board in their 1st game this morning. I think that was a 10 o'clock game. Wimberly could not hold up. Pitch is called a strike. That was nearly hit him. Wimberly is 1 for 3, scored 2 runs, driven in 1. Breaking pitch lands high. Called strike on the outside corner is Caden Johnson looking for the punch out. Runner very short lead at first base. Does not go. Fastball misses down. Sam Polly, who came in the bottom of the 6th inning, in its shortstop, he is standing on deck. Runner goes, and a pitch gets by Drew Plummer, and he gets it and throws to Caden Johnson, and he tags out Will Minch for the 2-1 putout. Stolen base by Grant Lambeth. Pitch goes to the backstop, and that's ball 3. The out retired 2-1 on the, I assume that's an attempted caught stealing. So a full count, Ministries full count to Dane Wimberly. with a runner at second base. He swings and misses. The pitch was definitely ball four, but Wimberly had a wild cut there. So third strikeout by Johnson. He was helped out by that wild swing by Dane Wimberly. Now has 2 outs and a runner at second. A chance to get out of this with a 0 on the board. Sam Pauley for his first plate appearance. And a called strike on a pitch as he's backing away. I might be looking back myself there, Sam. Carter Jenkins, who I believe had 4 plate appearances. I don't think that was 2 different players. He was 1 for 3. Runner goes. Throw is not in time. Stolen base. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike to Pauley. Tanner Grant on deck. So a runner at third, 2 out. Strike 2 called. Pioneers to face Frontier Community College around 5 o'clock this afternoon. And fall break starts. Actually started yesterday, I guess. Pioneers will get off Sunday and Monday. The players be back at it Tuesday for practice. And then back playing Trevecca next Saturday in Nashville. Swing and a miss. And Caden Johnson gets out of it. Good job, Caden Johnson. 4 strikeouts in his 2 innings. Does give up a leadoff triple, but the wild pitch that comes off the backstop hard, and Drew Plummer able to recover and throw out Will Minch. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. New pitcher. We'll tell you about the new pitcher for State Fair when we return on the Ball State Sports Network. Moving to the bottom of the 7th, the game scheduled for 9 innings. And a new pitcher on for State Fair Roadrunners, Jacob House, number 44, a sophomore. He is replacing Drew Myers, the second pitcher for State Fair. Myers went 2 innings, gave up no hits, 1 run. It was unearned. Did not walk a batter, struck out 3. So Tate Robertson goes 4, Drew Myers 2, and now Jacob House. Does look like Caleb Briggs still in left field, Grant Lambeth in center, Caleb Casto still in right field, Tanner Grant at first base, Will Minch at second, Sam Pauley at short, and Dalton Miller down at third base as Luke Lawson about got plunked. House delivers, and Swung on a miss by Lawson. Lawson is 0 for 2, grounded out to second base and hit an absolute seed down to the third baseman and made a backhanded catch on a line drive. Breaking pitch taken for a strike by Lawson. Not too many teams down here, apparently maybe none other than Vol State broadcasting, as Lawson will look at strike 3 on a breaking pitch. He goes down on strikes. But I talked to somebody in charge there about broadcasting. He kind of looked at me like I had two heads, and I was asking about Wi-Fi, and because we don't have yet our hotspot, Verizon hotspot, we're still working on that. So that's why we're not sure yet what the Wi-Fi situation is going to look like on field number 3. So we will try to hit that. Holsworth able to hold up on that breaking pitch. Holsworth is 2 for 3 in that DH role in the leadoff spot. He has scored one of the runs. Scored ahead of Drew Plummer. Hit his first home run of the fall. Jacob House looks like he can bring it. Breaking pitch has been good for House so far. That's a fastball, catch that outside corner, and Holsworth now looking at a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Have a pinch hitter on deck, Connor Paul, to hit for Drew Plummer. Paul will not come in to catch, though. 2-2 pitch, misses way outside. Will the Full Count Ministries. Full count to Tyler Holsworth, the only Georgian on the roster this year. After Carter Bolton, the LT, the lieutenant, Landon Tucker, graduated. Norcross, Georgia, just north of Atlanta. Popped up into left field, left center field over Caleb Briggs, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Connor Paul, two-way player. Get an at-bat here in the latter stages of the ball game. With the first pitch he sees, a ground ball to Will Minch to retire. Connor Paul, 6'2", 215-pound freshman from Ravenwood High School. Brentwood, Tennessee, the son of Jonathan and Amelie. A-M-E-L-I-E. I got to ask Connor how that's pronounced. I'm going to go Amelie. The brother to Aiden. We will head to the 8th. Pioneers looking to put more zeros on the board while they're out there on defense. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Headed to the top of the 8th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Pioneers, Jack McLaury, freshman from Independence High School. First pitch he delivers to Tanner Grant in there for a called strike. He is ahead 0-2 now to the Roadrunner first baseman. McLaury, 6'1", 155 pounds. He's a two-way player from Las Casas, Tennessee. General Studies major, the son of Coach Mike McLaury from Independence High School, and Ashley, a brother named Judd. Grandpa Mahoney and Grandma Deb in Iowa, and Mimi in Murfreesboro. Drops down sidearm, and that pitch is fouled back, and our new catcher, Landon Luderman, who comes in from third base, catches that one in a area that is not pleasing. Give me time to set the new defense as Brody Melton has moved from first over to third base. Connor Paul has come in to play first base. As Coach McGuire comes out to check on Landon Luderman. He's in for Drew Plummer. Outfield still the same. Luke Lawson, Reggie Cooper, and Drew Webster left to right. So Melton, Molnar, Overbay, and Paul left to right in the infield. Luderman catching Jack McLaury. Ground ball down to third base, but it will go foul. Melton makes the grab in front of the third base coach. McLaury, 4th appearance of the fall. Pitched 3 innings, giving up 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Fastball misses out. With the couple different arm angles, and if he can hit spots, Jack McLaury can be big help to the Pioneers this spring as he drops down there. That's a ground ball up the middle, and that will sneak through as Tanner Grant gets his third base hit of the afternoon. Leadoff single here in the 8th inning, scheduled for 9. Dalton Miller will step to the plate. Glory misses with that offering. Catches the inside corner with that fastball. Miller 1 for 2. He's singled and walked twice. On deck, Caleb Briggs. Glory looking for a ground ball. It's a foul off to the right side. That'll get into the grass. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slow curve, foul tipped into the glove for a strikeout and out number 1. Miller could not slow down his bat. Hold up on that one. First strikeout for McLaury, and now double play, get him out of the inning. Caden Johnson goes 2 innings, gives up 1 hit. It was the leadoff triple in the 7th. Does not give up a run. Fastball, Luderman snagged that pretty quickly, and I think he was thinking the runner might have been going, but did not frame that one as much, but did get the call. Typically you don't. McLaury throws a changeup over to first base to Connor Paul. Runner back in time. Briggs, 4 flyouts. Left fielder twice, center fielder once, right fielder once. One was a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. They're running the scoreboard here. Jackson Reed, our PA announcer and scoreboard, that ball's lifted way out to center field. And Reggie Cooper makes the catch, going toward the wall. And I'm going to say that if Caleb Briggs got another at-bat, he'd be flying out to the right fielder based on his pattern of hitting here in this ball game. 2 outs, and Malachi Antle steps in. He struck out in the 6th. Sidearm, he gets a base hit in the right field, Drew Webster, and that one gets by Webster. He got that short hop. It goes all the way to the wall. They're going to send the runner to the plate. Overbay does not throw to the plate as he was maybe hearing 2-2-2. But an error will allow the 11th run to come to the plate or score. So a single and an error. 4th error of the ball game. Caleb Casto steps in. He's 1 for 4. The right fielder. Got a lot of left-handed hitters on the squad. On the outside of the river there for a called strike. Just on the right-handed batter's box portion of the white line of the batter's box. Glory trying to get out of this without any further damage. Changeup lifted out to right center field. There are 2 outs. Reggie Cooper will make the catch again right shy of the warning track for out number 3. 1 run. There were 2 hits. That 1 run was unearned on the error by Drew Webster, and 1 runner was left on base. 11-3, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to take a time right now to tell you about Hayden Schrum, a former Vol State player who, when you're at Pioneer Field, you'll look out in the left field, you'll see the number 8 that is memorialized out on a sign in left field. That is in honor of Hayden Schrum from Macon County High School. Graduated in 2005. He's a right-handed pitcher and played 2 years at Vol State for head coach Mike Crosland. Year after leaving Vol State, he contracted leukemia and passed away May 26, 2010, but was a big inspiration for head coach Mike Crosland and the Pioneers when he was battling leukemia. So we just want to do a shout out to Hayden Schrum's family. And the number 8 is not worn by any player at Vol State. It was not worn for a team by Mike Crosland, Ryan Hunt, or now head coach Jim McGuire. So we have an 8th inning. I'll try my best to remember to give that shout out to the Hayden Schrum family. He wore number 8, a right-handed pitcher from Macon County High School. Went on to MTSU, I believe, for a period of time. So we will move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Jacob House out for his 2nd inning of work. Landon Luderman will get his 4th plate appearance. Pioneers looking to string some hits together. There's a two-hopper down to first base. Tanner Grant gloves and steps on the bag for out number one. Landon Luderman 0 for 4 in the ball game. Brody Melton, who's looking for his first hit, steps in. He's 0 for 3. Let me check and see if we've had any more chats sent in. No, Keith Bell, the only one today. I don't know how easy it is actually to do chatting on YouTube. I think you actually have to create an account of some sort. Milton now 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a few guys dinged up on the Pioneer roster. Reed Mashinsky has been down. Haven't seen him in a ball game in a while. Fisted off to the right side. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stephen Bell had a very scary incident during practice a little over a week ago, but he is recovering nicely, and maybe we'll see him in game 2. I'm not sure today. Was hitting the back of the neck and took an ambulance ride to the hospital. Very scary situation on the spinal cord there. 2-2 pitch to Melton is down low. And another one of the 242 group members, Brody Melton, on the position player side. Looking at a Full Count Ministries full count. Brody Melton, Corbin Overbay, Cam Hodges, Drew Webster, and Zach Zimmerly, the 5 members of the Full Count Fall 242 group. Brody Melton gets on the board with a base hit just by the glove of Sam Pauley. So, a 1-out base hit by Melton. Drew Webster steps to the plate. He's looking for his first base hit of the ball game. Pioneers now with 6 hits, even though the scoreboard says 5. Can't expect Jackson Reed, our PA/scoreboard operator, to be completely accurate without any help over there. There's a wall between he and I. That one's fouled toward the and off of the front of the Roadrunners dugout. Webster also can get behind the plate. So Drew Plummer, the redshirt freshman, and then 2 sophomores who did not catch a year ago, Drew Webster and Landon Luderman. Not sure how much time Webster will get behind the plate here this fall. He's trying to nail down one of the outfield positions, left field or right. Pitch misses outside. He looking at a 3-ball, 1-strike count. And here's a called strike. Drew didn't want Brody to be the only 242 member that had a full count. Webster got in 9 games a year ago. 4 hits, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. Runner does not go, and Webster swings and misses at an off-speed pitch and goes down on strikes. Second strikeout for Jacob House. Reggie Cooper stands in. He's 0 for 3. Struck out in his last at-bat, but reached on a wild pitch / error by the catcher. Stole third and then scored on a ground out as he swings and misses on a breaking pitch. Hit the ball hard once to the third baseman, also grounded out to third as well. Once again, big shout out, birthday shout out to Braxton Alexander, celebrating his 20th birthday today. All day, Braxton, all day. And out to right field, Caleb Casto has it measured and will make the catch for the third out here in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Headed to the 9th. And I wonder if we'll still see Jack McGlory going back out for inning number 2. We'll come back and see on the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for Vol State. We move to the top of the 9th inning. Noah Ward will get his first appearance on the mound here in the fall. 6'2", 200-pound sophomore from Knoxville Catholic High School. General Studies major, the son of Melissa Ward in Knoxville. And the big brother to Abram and Sophie Bell. As a Mamaw in Clinton, Tennessee. Had 6 appearances in the spring on the mound. Pitched 9 innings, gave up 11 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 9 batters. And has had time in the batter's box this year, but his first appearance for the Pioneers on the mound. So one of 3 two-way players for Vol State, and all 3 of them gotten into this game. Jack McGlory on the mound. He's also plays some second base. Connor Paul at first base also pitches. Noah Ward, who can play first or third, now can say he also pitches, at least here in the fall of 2023. He will face Will Minch, the 9-hole hitter. And back to the top of the lineup, Grant Lambeth. There's a line drive right to Logan Molnar at shortstop, makes the grab. He hadn't had a whole lot of action out there at short. The State Fair shortstops have. Grant Lambeth, who walked in the 7th, steps in. Pioneers trying to get their first 1-2-3 inning. A fastball in there for a called strike. Have had 2 innings of putting zeros on the board, but runners did get on board. We have another chat. Kempcrete. Is that a takeoff of concrete? That's a big hack. That is a JV cut right there by Grant Lambeth. Trying to go yard dog on a 1-1 pitch off of Noah Ward. He comes up. He fouls it off into the mitt. Thank you for the comments. There's slice down that third base line. It's a fair ball, gets into the corner. That'll be extra bases for Grant Lambeth. I'm telling you, he couldn't have placed it down there any better between Brody Melton and the bag at third base. He was late on that offering by Noah Ward and got rewarded with putting the barrel on it. So there goes the 1-2-3 inning. Now Noah Ward's going to have to work to put the 0 on the board. Dane Wimberly takes a healthy cut at the first offering. Comes up empty. 1 for 3, 1 for 4. Double and RBI. Also hit by a pitch. Fouls that one off to the left side. I'm assuming that's Shane Kemp of Kemp Crete. Shane, I don't know where you went on vacation. You told me, but A, I didn't write it down, and B, I was probably doing something else when you told me, so I can only spin plates when I'm broadcasting. Ground ball to the right side. That'll move the runner. Overbay throws to Connor Paul to get the out. Sam Pauly will step to the plate for his second at-bat. Struck out in the 7th. No Ward, a pitch away from getting out unscathed here in the 9th. Pioneers down 11-3. There's a ground ball to Molnar, and he cannot reach down and get that ball. It's that left shoulder that he had surgery on, and that's a play that he's normally going to make. It just doesn't feel comfortable, I think, reaching down with that left arm, extending the arm. But so an RBI single drives in Lambeth. Tanner Grant steps in. Logan Molnar came in his freshman year, did not start at the beginning of the year, but came on, I'm not sure how many games into the season, but ended up, until he was injured, was a starting shortstop for Vol State, the only true freshman that started. Had sophomores and redshirt sophomores starting at the other 7 positions. 3 balls and no strikes to Grant, who has 3 hits, has not been retired all day. 2 doubles, a single, walk, and a hit by a pitch. Throw over to first base, and that ball gets by Connor Paul, and the runner will move down to second base on the errant throw. So the 5th error of the ball game. Is that Jackson Reed listening in on the broadcast? I can hear me. Somebody around here's got it on. Our public address announcer, Jackson Reed, senior at Arlington High School, running the scoreboard, and a gift called strike there on a 3-0 to Tanner Grant. So double by Grant Lambeth, and a single by Sam Pauly has delivered the 12th run of the ball game. Runner leads off, out straight back. Well, Full Count Ministries, full count. Sun looks like it's getting even brighter here. We are in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Grant finally is retired. 1 run scores on 2 hits. 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. Pioneers cannot win it. You can only score 4 runs in an inning. But sure would like to put some more base runners on and drive some more base runners in. We'll take a break and be right back on the Vol State Sports Network. Jaden Little in for the Roadrunners. The last pitcher for head coach Judd Kendall. A right-hander. That's all they've thrown is right-handers today. We'll face 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. We might see some, so far it doesn't look like we're going to see any pinch hitters. Carson Sanders and Corbin Overbay, the first 2 scheduled, are in the batter's box and on deck. So it might be Sanders, Overbay, and Lawson. And the Pioneers hope more. Swing and a miss on the first pitch that Sanders sees. Once again, we'll be trying to pack it up as quickly as possible. Heading over to field number 3 to set up. Strike 2 is Carson Sanders 1 for 3 with an infield single and an RBI ground out. Let's see Carson get a hold of one and get one in a gap right here as that pitch is in the dirt. Blocked by Antle. Not fun when the game's 12-3. 12 runs, 15 hits that I have for State Fair. 3 runs, 6 hits as that was tapped out toward the pitcher. And he flips over to Grant at first base for out number 1. Jaden Little listed as a pitcher and a corner infielder, a sophomore. I don't have height, weight, or where they're from. First pitch in there to Overbay for a called strike. Corbin 1 for 3. Popped out. Foul territory twice. Once to the first baseman, once to the third baseman. And singled into left field. Takes me about 15, 17 minutes to break this equipment down. I will do it as fast as I can. And then I'll have to lug it over a quarter of a mile down the road. I already have my table and my chair there. Now the question is, will I have Wi-Fi internet? Overbay tried to hold up but could not. Again, it goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I saw other cameras down there. I think you can get on there and watch the game on some network. I don't really know what it is. It's Corbin Overbay, another member of the Full Count 242 group, has a Full Count Ministries Full Count. Josh Carmen, the director of baseball operations, we'll see him next Saturday And Overbay goes down on strikes. He started to go and then realized he wasn't going to be able to get to that one, and he'll go down looking. Josh Carmen is an assistant, a volunteer assistant coach over at Trevecca. He's the head coach of the Full Count Rhythm as well as a general manager, and he has been very, very busy this year with Full Count and Full Count Rhythm. Luke Lawson steps to the plate 0 for 3, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Pioneers down to their last out. Will not have any kind of a post game. So when the game's over, it's over. But it's not over yet as Lawson gets a ground ball that will get off the glove of shortstop Sam Pauley, and he'll head first slide into second base. That's going to be a double for Luke Lawson. Hit off the glove of Pauley. He wasn't going to be able to get Lawson anyway, but hits off the glove and leaks into left field. 7th hit of the ball game for Full Count. Brings up Tyler Holsworth, who has a couple of them. Reached on his first 2 at-bats, infield single, and then a single to center. Grounded out to first baseman and flew out to left field. It's 2 for 4. And a called strike there as he rolls his head. On deck, Connor Paul, hoping to get another at-bat before this game's over. Jill Sanders, Dr. Jill Sanders, I believe. Comments, says thank you for your hard work. Appreciate it. It's a labor of love, Jill. Love watching baseball, love being around the team, and found out I love broadcasting. That ball, another one hits off of the glove. This one, the pitcher, Jaden Little, and it bounces over toward second base, or at least where the second baseman was playing. And Tyler Holsworth will have his 3rd hit, another infield knock. Putting runners at the corners, brought to you by Line to Line. Stephen Dotson, Bill Marbett. Thanks for their support. Game Time Sports Field and Line to Line as Connor Paul gets an at-bat. Little's offering there is wild. Tyler Holsworth not being held on at first base, but don't know if he'll take off in this instance or not. He does not here. And another pitch wide of the mark. Connor Paul grounded out on the first pitch he saw in the 7th inning. Be kind of nice if Connor could lift one out of here. Not getting a chance right now as Little hadn't gotten one even close. Landon Luderman stands on deck. That is 4 straight wide ones. Will load the bases. Maybe the first walk of the day for, or at least of this game, by State Fair of a Pioneer hitter. Not a lot of strikeouts of Pioneers either, but Ball State just hitting them right to the players. That ball's hit deep to center field. It sends that back Grant Lambeth. He's still going back. And that ball has left the yard. A grand slam home run by Landon Luderman. And that should end it. As Landon Luderman gets his 4 RBIs in his 2nd home run. And I think there's a 4-run limit. I'm not sure if they want to continue. But Landon Luderman hit that one almost a dead center. Hard to see with the glare, and that will end the ball game as State Fair comes out of the dugout. Well, let's put those runs on the board anyway. There we go, and we'll make that a final. 12-7, even though only 2 outs recorded in the inning. Going to pack it up and see if we can get to game number 2. Thanks for joining me on the Vol State Sports Network.